Hey friends, Neil here from Post to Post. If you joined me for the last video, we went through and talked about ChatGPT, or AI, predicting the Stanley Cup winners for the next 5 seasons, 2025, 26, 27, 28, and 29, the 5 next seasons in the NHL, or the 5 next cups rather. As I'm filming this, obviously 2025 is ongoing. I won't spoil the predictions if you want to go see that video. I've just released it on the channel. But in this video, we're going to talk about every single NHL team and discuss ChatGPT's prediction for every single team and their chances on winning a Stanley Cup in the next 5 years. ChatGPT has assigned a specific percentage amount, and we'll talk about those numbers for every single team, starting right in with number 1, and that is the Colorado Avalanche. Now, I want to preface all of this by saying, if you did watch the last video, then you'll know that my opinion on AI and ChatGPT is that it is not the be-all end-all. It is a tool and a tool only. It is proven to be wrong. You can use it as a tool, you can use it to help, but just because it says something doesn't mean it's accurate. There was an example of that in the last video. Please go watch it if you haven't seen it. It's a really, really good example of why AI is not where it needs to be, I guess. So the Colorado Avalanche is the first team at 18%. If I'm an Avalanche fan, I'm probably feeling pretty good about that. So in the next 5 years, the Colorado Avalanche, hypothetically, according to this, has an 18% chance at winning the cup. That is, 18% is still low, I guess, but when you take into consideration that you're up against 31 other NHL teams, 18% is a damn good score. So if you're an Avalanche fan, you have to be happy with that so far. And as we go through this, we can talk about, or I'll call out some that I think are wrong and some that are right. So I will say the first 6 are relatively accurate. So Avalanche at 18%, the Toronto Maple Leafs at 15%, I think that's accurate. The Vegas Golden Knights at 14%, also accurate. Dallas Stars at 13%, Florida Panthers at 12%, and Carolina Hurricanes at 11%. I think it did a really good job in the top 6, if I'm completely honest. In 7th is the Boston Bruins at 10%. I personally disagree with this. I don't think the Boston Bruins will be winning a cup in the next 5 years. Very possible that I'm wrong, okay? I am wrong lots. But I just personally don't see that, so I wouldn't agree with that percentage being that high. I would likely put them probably half of what they are now at best case scenario, according to this. In 8th position, Tampa Bay at 9%. I think that's pretty accurate. In 9th position, we've got the New Jersey Devils at 8%, and then the New York Rangers in 10th at 7%. I would swap those. Now, I did make a prediction, I think, that the Rangers would win the Cup this year prior to the season starting, so what do I know? That didn't go very well. However, I still see the Rangers just being ahead of the Devils in terms of the next 5 years. I think maybe Devils more so in the later 5 years, and the Rangers in the earlier of the 5 years, in the next 2 or 3 years, and then kind of maybe falling off a little bit, where the Devils will continue to get better as time goes on and have a better chance in maybe like year 4 or 5. So I don't know. I'd probably switch them. And 11th, we've got the Edmonton Oilers at 6%. I'd probably put them higher too, to be completely honest. I feel they're a little bit low. Minnesota in 12th at 5%. That's probably okay. I think that's a reasonable position for Minnesota. Maybe a little bit high, but based on the last season and what look we've got from them, maybe that is accurate. Number 13, the Pittsburgh Penguins at 4%. I disagree with this. I don't think the Penguins should be anywhere in the top 20. They are basically going to go through a rebuild here a little bit. They're going to lose Crosby potentially this summer. Like, who knows what could happen? He might want to go to Colorado and play with McKinnon. Okay, so Pittsburgh may be in a little bit of a rut for a couple of years. So 4% actually seems a little bit high. In the top 15, I wouldn't put Pittsburgh there. 14, Washington Capitals. This one's tricky because the Capitals, kind of like Pittsburgh and Crosby, the Capitals could potentially lose Ovechkin pretty soon. So we don't really know how well the team is going to perform under different leadership with Ovechkin gone. They're going to lose obviously some offensive talent there. So who knows with Washington? But I think in the top 14 the next 5 years, it's still definitely reasonable. Number 15, the Chicago Blackhawks at 3%. This one's tough as well because I think the Chicago Blackhawks have a ton of potential. Should they be in the top 15 in this list? I'm not sure about that. I'm thinking like year 6, 7, and 8 for them, not necessarily year 1 to 5. So maybe a little bit high, but still not bad. Number 16, the Buffalo Sabres at 3%. It's a little bit high for me. I don't know if I'd put the Buffalo Sabres at 3, but who knows? Number 17, the Seattle Kraken at 2. 18 is the Anaheim Ducks at 2. Vancouver is at 2. I might put Vancouver like a little bit higher, but that's still okay. LA at 2% in 20th position. I'd probably put them maybe a little bit higher. 21st, Ottawa Senators at 2%. I would put Ottawa higher. I'd probably put Ottawa maybe between 11 and 15. I don't think I'd have them in the low 20s, so I think that's maybe a little bit inaccurate. Number 22, the Calgary Flames at 1%. Maybe put them just a couple of points higher, or a couple of positions higher, rather. The Montreal Canadiens at 1%. Unbiasedly, I think this is low for the Montreal Canadiens. I think they have one of the best up-and-coming rosters in the NHL. And although it's unlikely that they're going to win the Stanley Cup in the next 5 years, I definitely think that they're above 1% and definitely in the top 20. I would not put them 23. I'd likely put them around between 11 and 13, maybe somewhere around there. Number 24, the Columbus Blue Jackets at 1%. Hit or miss with Columbus, I don't know. 25, the Detroit Red Wings. I disagree with this one as well. They're at 1% here. I would probably put them between 13 and 18. I think 25 is too low for them. They could have an excellent couple of years with their rebuild going on. Number 26, the Philadelphia Flyers, 1%. I think the Flyers are the most unpredictable team in the entire NHL, so I have nothing to say there. Number 27, the New York Islanders at 0.5%. Maybe a little bit low, but that's okay. 28, the San Jose Sharks, 0.5%. I mean, if you're a fan of any of these teams, you're probably not really liking these numbers right now, or you might disagree with them. Feel free to let me know down below in the comment section if you think ChatGPT is very wrong with your team. St. Louis Blues at 0.5%. I think that's a little bit low as well. I'd probably put them high 20s or mid 20s, not late 20s. Number 30, Nashville Predators, 0.5%. I would not put the Nashville Predators at 30. I would likely put them more so around 20 or maybe even higher. I think there's potential there for them to do something. Number 31, the Winnipeg Jets. And I want to talk specifically about the Jets because I actually had an argument with ChatGPT as this list was produced. And I'm looking for Winnipeg and I'm seeing, Winnipeg was 31. And actually the first time they were 32nd. And I said to ChatGPT, don't you think the Winnipeg Jets are a little bit low based on their current roster, current performance in the NHL playoffs, current season that they just had? And it's like, you know what, Neil? You're right. We want to dive a little bit deeper. Let us do some more research and calculation, and I'll reproduce a list for you. That's what they did. And they came back and they put Winnipeg in 31st. So I questioned them again. I'm like, I don't agree with this. I think you're wrong here. I think that the Winnipeg Jets should not be in 31st position. And they said, okay, we'll recalculate. And I said, actually, we're very confident that the Winnipeg Jets are that low in prediction percentage for the Stanley Cup in the next 5 years, 0.5%. So I feel very differently. This is the one I feel most differently about in this list. I really think ChatGPT is wrong here. But that's the fun part of this. In the next 5 years, we can kind of see how these teams do and refer back to this video and see how accurate it actually was. Maybe the Winnipeg Jets missed the playoffs for the next 5 years, and we'll look back at this video and be like, wow, actually did a pretty good job. But where I'm sitting right now, I think 31 is very low for the Winnipeg Jets. I'd probably put them in probably around 15 at maybe worst. So I don't know. And then 32nd, the Utah Hockey Club. This was produced prior to their team officially being announced. So the Utah Mammoths, 0.5%. I think that's a little bit low as well. I think they're probably mid-20s at worst. I would probably put them probably mid to high teens. I think there's a lot of potential there. So anyways, that's my thoughts on this list. I know that not everyone will agree with this, and that's definitely okay because it's not my list. So feel free to disagree with this list. I didn't make it, okay? I actually argued for and against some of the teams as it produced this list to try and rectify and give it some more information and maybe some more context on some of these teams. But it was pretty stubborn on some of these teams' rankings. So that's the fun part for me, is that we get to look back on this video. I'll reference back on this video and see this list and see how these teams do over the next 5 years. And that's why I wanted to go through this process today, is to have a record of it. Let me know down below in the comment section what team you're a fan of and if you think that it's accurate. And then you can reference back to your comment as well, not just this video, but your comment that you made on this video 3, 4, 5 years from now and see what you thought back then, and then see what you think in a couple of years. That's also the fun part on your perspective. So yeah, thanks for joining me for this video. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a great time watching playoff hockey. It's pretty good. You know, as I'm filming this, we're midway through the second round. It's good hockey. So I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to spend with me talking about some statistics, some predictions, and some hockey. If you want to talk more hockey and you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below for videos like this in the future, plus other fun stuff as well. And of course, if you did like this video, hit the thumbs up. That helps the channel a lot. Otherwise, have a great night. Adios.